right, boom. Going live right now. Apparently, we are live. I'm going to look on here real quick, make sure that we are. Boom. Let's see. Not sure why it's showing up that way.
Cool.
But from what I see, we are live. Yep, we are. So what's up, man? Sorry for the technical difficulties and all that. I'm just to make sure that we are live. I like to jump on the phone or something like that to make sure. And we are. Okay, cool.
Okay.
We don't got to do that anymore. Bet we're clean. We're going good. But man,
We got on, didn't we?
yeah, we got it going, man. Staying persistent, man. That was tough. I appreciate your patience though with me, man. I
Sure.
appreciate your patience, y'all. We got Prepper Dawg on the live stream tonight. You already read the title, live from Wakulla County, and shout out to Prepper Dawg. Like, I've been watching his videos for a long time. Super happy that he would jump on this live stream with me to talk about some stuff. How you doing, man?
Sure. I'm good. I'm good, man. I'm
Cool.
good. And I've been watching yours, and Mrs. Dog watches you too. So we like your channel.
Oh,
Uh,
okay. I appreciate it.
Definitely good info, entertaining as well. So good stuff.
Good stuff, man. Good stuff. I appreciate your patience, man, with the little technical difficulties, man. For
Sure.
anybody that didn't know, we was gonna start this thing off a little bit earlier, like literally right at 8 o'clock, but yeah, got a couple hang-ups. Had to pretty much reinstall this program that I use, and but anyway, we got it going now. So enough of that, man. How you doing, man? Like, what do you like? What have you been into, man? How's it been? How's it been back in Georgia for one?
It's still hot. I mean, it's still getting in the 80s. It's still in the mid 80s, and I'm ready for fall.
Oh,
Now we're
okay.
supposed to get cool temperatures Friday, so I'm ready. Bring it on.
Oh, okay. See,
You
man,
know,
it's
other than that,
mm-hmm.
other than
I
that, just working, uh, you know,
I
doing
feel
my
you.
thing,
Same
doing my
thing.
thing, work. Yeah.
Same thing out this way, man. Man, you know what's crazy? Like, I actually had like tomorrow, this crazy day that everybody's been Googling, looking up, is
Yep.
literally my birthday, man. It's funny.
I know.
My
You
birthday
told me.
lands on this day. It's insane. And I mean, because like I said, I'm not really one to really celebrate it like that, or not. You know what I'm saying? Like
Right.
after you get a certain age, you really don't look at you don't look too deep into
Right.
it or like that, and you don't really. But this day tomorrow, man, like what? I just gotta
Yeah.
ask, like, what do you think of tomorrow, and do you think that it's legitimate? Like what?
It's hard to say, but I mean, it has captured the attention of a lot of people. I know the little group that I work with, only one person had not heard about it,
Mm-hmm.
and the other folks on my team, they were aware of it, and I didn't expect all of them to be, but they were like, yeah, yeah, I heard about it. Now we didn't go into detail about what they think, what everybody thinks, because
Oh
we're in
yeah.
that atmosphere, and I didn't either.
Mm-hmm.
But as far as, I there's two things. Number
Uh-huh.
one, my gut, my first instinct is it's just going to be a test,
Yeah.
and nothing's going to happen, and we're
Mm-hmm.
just going to go on with our day. And October 5th will roll around just like
Mm-hmm.
it will.
Just
And then on the other hand, it wouldn't surprise me, but it wouldn't shock me if something weird did happen, because, I mean, you
mm-hmm.
have to look at the twilight zone we've been in the last three or so years, and it's like,
Mm-hmm.
now it wouldn't shock me if there is something weird.
Yep.
But my first impulse, my first thought is that I don't think it's going to be a big deal. Now I've heard a lot of people talk about it, and their concerns with it, and I'm not brushing that aside. I'm not denigrating what they think, okay? Because
Yeah.
I mean, my the tinfoil hat is tight on my head sometimes,
Mm-hmm.
more about certain things than others. But I mean, so uh, I've heard people talk about how it can be damaging to your electronic devices and your phones. And I hear people saying that they're going to turn their phones off, or they're going to put them in the microwave oven. They're
Mm-hmm.
going to wrap them in tin foil,
Mm-hmm.
and just keep it off for about 3 hours, from about 1 o'clock to 4 o'clock.
Mm.
I'm not, to tell you the truth, I'm not sure what I'm going to do. I don't think I'm going to do anything on my phones now.
For real.
I have to use my phone some at work, and I'll be working,
Mm-hmm.
and I have a work cell phone too.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
So when I'm at work, I'm keeping up with both phones because I have to use both of them sometimes. So it's not like
Yeah.
I can turn my phone off for half the day.
Yeah, I
So
understand it. And that's a funny thing too that I even kind of looked at earlier and just thinking about it, the fact that it's during the week, it's at 2:20 p.m. and truthfully most people are going to be at work. You know what I'm saying? For the
right,
most part, people in Eastern, you know what I'm saying, in our time zone,
right,
you're going to be at work if you're an adult at 2:20 p.m. and you're going to have your phone on you, and you know, and even if you are at work and you are aware of what it could be, you know what I'm saying, if you're looking at it
yeah,
on the worst, you know what I'm saying, the worst version of what can happen, you still
right,
want your phone on you because you want to be able to call your family members. You know what I'm saying? So it's
exactly.
kind of
That's a
like
good
a
point.
catch. Yeah, it's
That's a good
really
point.
really weird. But that was gonna
Hmm.
be one of the first questions I was gonna ask you. Like, if you had to work that day, or if you did, like what you planned on doing with your phone, with your devices. Matter of fact, well, since you've already kind of touched into that, because I think I'm gonna have mine on me as well. But I'm not gonna lie, I may leave it in the car and like listen around. But you know what I'm saying? Because you know that other people are gonna have theirs, and
Sure.
then if you know, depending on where you work, you're going to hear something if it does indeed
Right.
go off then. But like I'm thinking leaving it in my car or something like that, and then maybe go out a little bit after. But
Right.
yeah,
Right.
it's just real. I don't know, weird situation. But that was another thing I wanted to ask you. Like, if even okay, say you're at work and you have your stuff at home, you are you going unplugged? Are you going unplugged with your TVs, with
Oh, at
with
home?
yeah, the stuff
At
that you leave
home?
behind. Yeah,
You
what
know
are you doing with
what?
it?
That's a good question. We have
Yeah.
not really, to tell you the truth, we haven't, Miss Dog and I haven't really talked about it. And
Mhm.
I, I'm not sure. As far as I know, I mean, we turn all that off anyway.
Mhm.
Typically during the day like that, we may have our laptops on,
Yeah.
but cell phones on. But I will be out. As far as here in the home, though, I think we'll probably just leave it as go on as usual.
Mhm.
Now I will be out in the field. And I won't necessarily be around somebody right at that time. It depends because I've got a busy day out there,
Mhm.
and so I do a lot of driving around, and so I'll probably have mine on.
Yeah.
And I might be talking with a client. I might be talking with somebody, depending on how
Yeah.
the day goes while it
Mhm.
happens. So I don't. I may,
Mhm.
I can probably arrange it to where I don't have to right then. But
Yeah, I
but
got you.
I'll definitely be paying attention
Yeah, and,
to
and that's
what.
and that's the main part that I'm think that makes the most sense. Is like we're already aware of it because we're talking about it, and
Yeah.
because like you can't like just literally ruin a whole day or ruin like your whole truthfully work day and inconvenience yourself and the things that you need to do over it. Because to be totally honest, I'm looking at it as like you're saying, just is it being an emergency broadcast? You know what I'm saying? Like normal, and then everything is everything, but. And
Yeah.
whenever things like this do pop up like that, it could be a diversion for something else. You know what I'm saying? That's how I look at it, to be
Yeah.
totally honest. Hmm.
It really could. It could be a huge distraction. A diversion. It really
Hmm.
could. I thought about that too. And like I said, I don't. If somebody wants to put theirs in wrap it up or turn it off, I don't. That's up to them.
Yeah,
I'm not
yeah,
denigrating that at all. Hey, so yeah, it makes you think twice about it, what to do. And
hmm,
I've heard another theory that it's that they can send that is also a test to test the something about the voltage or the grid or something like
oh,
that. The grid again to see how if it's hardened or how hardened it is against
oh
maybe an
yeah,
EMP. I don't. That's the first I've heard about that. I don't
hmm,
know. I can't substantiate that.
yeah, because
But
you gotta really know a lot about like yeah, like about the
mhm,
power grid, and I don't really know too much about it, but I would imagine
no,
that if every single device that everybody has that does somewhat shoot out some type of frequency, if they all going out at the same time, I could see even that being a
sure,
factor in something. So it's just one of
yeah,
those things where you kind of just gotta go along with life, go on with life, and just like what happens happens. Because my thing is, if you are pretty much if you're of faith, like you know that that we're gonna do all right through this thing. But it is still scary. I mean, and I'm not even gonna say scary. It's just one of those things where it's like, we've seen it. We've been through them really all the time, like Amber Alerts. Like that's what I'm thinking it's going to be like. I would be more freaked out if the alert was just some weird sound. Like that's the part that's going to, you know what I'm saying? Like that's when I'll get like kind of, yo, what's going on? Is if the alert sounds like something that I've never heard before.
Right. If it's the familiar tone, I think
Yeah.
I don't think it's a big deal. Yeah, if it's
Mm-hmm.
something totally different, that might really make you
Mm-hmm.
wonder for a minute,
Make me cringe a little bit. Yep.
like what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
But my advice would be to people: do your thing. Don't let it, like you said a while ago, don't let it just dominate your whole day
Mm-hmm.
and keep you from doing what you want to do. But at the same time, pay attention
Yeah.
and just have our radar up, a
Yeah.
good bit
Yeah, be
tomorrow.
aware, because that's another thing
Yeah.
too. That like I know a lot of channels and a lot of like people in general that are into it and that kind of stay tuned to it. Like
Hmm.
they're big on the fear mongering part of it. And that's like
Right.
even my daughter heard about it because she's 8. She just turned 18 and she's all on TikTok. And now the young kids are like all over this what they call
Yeah.
conspiracy stuff. Because I really don't look at it as conspiracy. I just look at it as
Yeah.
if things line up, like pretty much, I call a spade a spade. Like if I think something
Hmm.
and then I see it, it smells like it, it tastes like it. Apparently that's what it
Yeah.
is. But like the young kids, they're all over conspiracy stuff on like TikTok. My daughter like asked me what I thought about. I'm like, how do you even how do you even know about this? You know what I'm saying? But
Yeah.
like, yeah, fear mongering is big business now on what they call social media, YouTube, and all that, man.
It is.
It's the biggest now. It's bigger than food
It's
videos.
I think it is. I
mm-hmm.
think that, as far as entertainment, it's right up there, isn't it? I
Yeah,
mean,
and it is entertaining. To be honest, I mean,
mhm. Yeah.
it's literally like your favorite TV shows from 3 to 5 to 10 years ago coming to life. Walking Dead. Like all of a sudden we wake up and we're in a whole different world, even though we did that
Right.
like 3 years ago,
Yeah.
and been
Yeah.
living in that same different world ever since.
Exactly.
But yeah,
That's
that's
true.
good. That's good to hear though. That like you, I mean, 'cause like I'm pretty much on the same page as you, man. Like, not really afraid, but at the same time, just aware. And if anything is out of the ordinary, more than things have been out of the ordinary, then I'll worry
Right.
about it. But I know
Exactly.
that was the one thing too that I want to ask you. Like, I know we talked about like the smart device that you leave at the house. Like, do you think that that if it were anything weird that pets would be susceptible to the frequencies or the noises or whatever sounds? Because that's another
Man.
scary part. It's so many factors
Yeah.
to where if
Yeah.
it is legit, yeah.
I hadn't thought about the pet angle, because
Mm-hmm.
yeah, we got two little dogs here, and they'll be here,
Mm-hmm.
but because they're more sensitive to stuff like that too,
Yeah.
I
Yeah, because
think, and
I know a
just
couple dogs, like whenever they hit like thunder with lightning, like they can't be outside. And
yeah.
also the fireworks and stuff like that.
Oh yeah, oh
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Yeah.
It would probably startle them for a little while at first, but I think they'd be fine.
Yeah.
It would startle them for a minute, but other than that, I'm not too worried.
Yeah.
I'm really
That's what's
not.
up. Good stuff.
Mhm.
Good stuff. But
Yeah.
yeah, I'm on the same page, man. I know in our office we don't even have a microwave, so I don't know what I'm gonna do. Like, I'm gonna just, like if anything, if I do decide, I'm gonna just leave it in my car and keep it pushing, and I'll pick it up after 2:25, 2:30, something like that. But then,
Yeah.
I heard a buddy of mine said that the alert was supposed to be like. Then that's another thing that sucks. Whenever like stuff like this comes up, you'll hear so many different like renditions
Right.
of it. Like I heard that it was only supposed to be 2 minutes, but then I'm hearing other people saying that the alert was supposed to be an entire 30 minutes.
I've
You know?
heard 30 minutes a
Yeah,
lot. Yeah.
yeah. A
I
30-minute alert's a bit kind of overwhelming, and that's
That
when I
is.
kind of get finicky. 30-minute, alert.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I don't I don't think that I don't know if the tone would last that long. I think it's
Yeah.
just the actual alert, but
Mm.
yeah, I've heard 30 minutes most often. That's the what I've heard the most as far as the length of it.
Oh,
But
okay.
I mean, yeah, I wouldn't worry too much on it.
Yeah.
But you know, like I said, though, the way things have gone and the way, just the world, the way it is today, I mean, you still have to be aware out there. You still
Yeah.
have to be paying attention. And that's pretty wild about the young people, about the kids, and
Yeah,
kind of
man.
catching on to that, though.
They
I
all
wouldn't have
over
thought
it.
that.
They
I
are
wouldn't.
all over it, man. Like,
That
cause it's
surprises
funny.
me.
Like it's even like older stuff, like CERN, like stuff that we probably been looking up for like years and years, 10,
Mhm.
15 years. Like they're onto it now. Like
Mm.
it's just big. It's
That's
just big entertainment now.
right.
Big
Interesting.
entertainment. But yeah, look into it, man. It's crazy. Like all the youngs are all over that stuff. But yeah, man. Like I said, I'm glad that we on the same page about that, man. I'm not too worried about it, man. It's all
Oh
good.
yeah, absolutely.
But yeah, hold on. Get me a little drink. So you didn't really do any preparation for it, just pretty much just being aware of it. Got you. Cause
Hmm.
I went to where was it? Dollar General.
Yeah.
Water gone. I don't know if it's the same. Like
Really?
no cases of water in the Dollar General. I don't know if it's like that out your way, but I
Oh
mean, cause
wow.
I'm
Is
out
that?
here in Florida, like not
Yeah.
Tallahassee, but like Crawfordville, Florida, well, Wakulla County. And I'm guessing that
Right.
I guess we got a lot of people that think
Oh
that way.
yeah. That area, I could. Yeah, I can kind of see that. So that was today. You walked in and
Yeah.
they cleaned them out.
Today, cause I mean, cause I thought just to do it, cause I was like, man, I really don't need it, cause I know we have like 5-6 cases of water, cause I get like a couple every time I go to Walmart, Winn-Dixie,
Right.
Publix, anywhere like that. But I went
Sure.
in there, I'm like, you know what, cause that's the
Yeah.
closest place to the house, and went by there, cause it's literally like a minute and a
Yeah.
half from the house. So I went by there and absolutely no water on the shelf.
I bet
Mm-hmm.
that's it, though.
Mm-hmm. That's
I
why
bet that's
it's
the
got to
reason.
be why. It's because it's never been like
That's
that.
it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, that's
Yep.
it. People just taking extra precautions.
Mm-hmm. But yeah,
Hey, it don't hurt. It don't hurt to have extra water.
no, heck no. You need that. You need that anyway. You need that
It
anyway.
is.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, I'm just like, if it happens, if it doesn't happen, I'll just hope that it is just an alert and it's not going to be anything to where like we're without anything. Because people even said stuff like that. Some people think that, and I don't know how they get this or where they get this from. It is like that it's going to be like the beginning of like a shutdown of the government. Have you heard anything like that?
I have. I heard. Yeah, I heard somebody say that. Well, multiple people say that it would signal the shutdown of the government and or the banking, the financial system, and
Mm-hmm.
then that would usher in maybe that the
One world
digital, the
currency.
all digital,
Yeah.
the
Just like a one world currency, kind of.
yeah, yeah, like that, or the central bank digital currency,
Yeah, yeah.
something like that. But I don't think so. I mean, I think that's coming. I think the all digital money
Mm-hmm.
is coming, but I don't think it's that like tomorrow. I
Yeah.
think or even in another month from now. It might
They
be a year. It might be several years before that
Yeah,
actually really takes.
they haven't conditioned enough people for that yet. Is what you know
No,
what I'm saying? Yeah, I feel you on
that's
that.
just my opinion. But oh,
Mm-hmm.
one thing I was going to say, I almost forgot about October 4th. Is interesting that today, and I really hadn't heard anything else about it, but I know today that the Russia held a
Oh yeah.
nationwide drill
Mm-hmm.
as far as emergency drills practice with a scenario of an all-out nuclear attack by the United
Mm.
States.
Yep.
So they actually practiced and kind of went through the drill of where they would go, uh, know where your fallout shelter is for all citizens,
Mm-hmm.
and the simulation was like 70% of all homes were destroyed or all structures were destroyed, and how
Mm-hmm.
they would react and all that. So I mean, it was
Mm-hmm.
sounded pretty comprehensive, but I hadn't heard anything about how it went or anything like that. But I think it's interesting that that happened today, and then
Mm-hmm.
tomorrow we're having
Yeah,
this
the time is
test.
really ironic.
That's
The
odd.
time is really ironic.
There
Yep.
may be nothing to it, but it's odd. It's just
Yeah,
weird.
but like it's one of those things that where like when everything aligns up, you could that's what kind of gets you, you know,
Hmm.
thinking. Because it
Exactly.
like
Exactly.
if it wasn't for all the other like the other coincidences or whatever in it, like I would be laughing at conspiracy theorists, what they call them, because
Right.
we've lived through like these things constantly. I mean, like they startle you even when you get an Amber Alert, whenever
Right.
someone's missing or something like that. It's still like, because I mean, even during that, it's like if you got a soul, you know what I'm saying? If you got a heart, even that, like I get weirded out. Someone's missing, and that alert is just like, yo, it's real. Like it reminds you that it's real. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But this one
It
right here,
does.
is a bit more weird because there's no context to it. It's just an
Mhm.
alert. It's a universal alert almost. So it's just
Right.
yeah. So it has some undertone. It has to be for something. I mean,
Yep.
yeah, but
Yep. Definitely. That's another thing is a lot of people are like, why? Why do we even need this?
yeah. When
And it
we've
does
all
make you ask more questions.
yeah, like if you know you can do it, what's the point of it is what it is. But
Right.
off of that, man, I was wanting to ask you, man, like this is a
Yeah.
funny one. Like
Yeah.
I'm part of I'm not a member of the church. My wife's been a member of the church, 'cause, like we've going on 10 months married, and I
Yeah.
go to her church for the most part. But just recently, like I just thought, I was like, like you've been going to that church for a while. It's like I think we should venture out and check out other churches. And I was wanting to know, is like, have you done that before, or are you part of a church? Pretty much, have you been a
Hmm.
part of a church for like years and years?
I have of all the above, pretty much.
Mm-hmm.
Currently, we have been attending the same church for close to a year now,
Oh, a year.
and
Okay.
yeah, and we've lived in our current home here about a little over 5 years.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, 5 years.
So what was?
And
Oh, go ahead. My bad.
for a while, we didn't. We well, in our case, we joke and say that we're recovering United Methodists.
Oh,
So
okay.
we both Miss Dawg and I both grew up United Methodist. That's the church we grew up in. We didn't, we uh, and as adults we stuck with it and all that. And they've gone through so many changes and fractures, and it's just fell apart.
Oh yeah.
And we were driving 30, as far as where we're living now, we were driving over 30 minutes to get to the church. And we liked the church fine, but with
Mm-hmm.
all that's going on, plus the driving we were doing, we decided to try to find one closer to home. And we
Mm-hmm.
found one that's a like 5 minute ride from here.
Oh, okay.
And it's a non-denominational, it's Christian, it's biblically based, it's a biblical authority, it's very welcoming,
Mm-hmm.
welcomes everybody, a good sermon, the music is good. What we're in, and it's a pretty large church, so it's a larger church than what we're used to. So we are going through that process of trying to fit in,
Mm-hmm.
and
That
meet
sounds.
others, and we met a few others, but that's kind of a challenge because we're both somewhat reserved at first, especially
Yeah.
in a situation like that.
Mm-hmm.
But and her more so than me, actually. So we're getting there, and
I feel
so
you.
it's been good. But I would recommend definitely visit around if you're
Mm-hmm.
not sure, if there's something off about it.
Mm-hmm.
There's nothing wrong with, some people say, well, you're church hopping and all that. Whatever. I mean,
Yeah.
there's nothing wrong with, don't feel that, or don't make people let you feel that way. I think it's
Mm-hmm.
a good thing. If you feel something's off, if it's not uh, giving you the right message, giving you the willies,
Mm-hmm.
hey, it's not. There's nothing wrong with trying others and see if you fit
Yeah.
in better, or if
Mm-hmm.
nothing wrong at all. Nothing wrong with that at all.
Got you. Cause see, I put it like she's been going there for a while, like maybe 2 years, maybe 2, 3 years or something like that. I think, but like even like the aspect of church hopping, it's like okay, she's a member there. We've been going there, and I'm like, is it weird if somebody like rides by, sees my car at another church? You know what I'm saying? Like, is it like that? Because I looked at it to where, like, and this is the funny part about it too. Is like in the last church we went to, which was the first church separate from the one that we've been going to. I
Yeah,
told her, I was like, you know what? Kind of missed the other church from that one. You know what I'm
yeah.
saying? So I think that even in that, you kind of get pretty much, you kind like it kind of solidifies that you may be at the right place already. But that
It
was the
does.
reason why I wanted to go and go around, because like the church that we're
Yeah.
at now, about 7 minutes away from the house. The one we went to was a little bit further out, maybe 15 minutes. But like we have churches all over the place. That's what I said. I was like, and not to be funny, but I was like, what we
Yeah.
should do, because we have so many churches around us, we should like take a month and a half and go on a church tour.
We've
You
done
know what I'm
that.
saying?
We
Yeah.
have done that. Yeah.
Okay. I just want to make sure
We
that I
have.
ain't okay.
Absolutely. And another thing is that we're doing it with this church, is that, and what we've done in the past, what we've been guilty of, is we go where we visit a couple times and we're just, like, oh, this is really cool. We're being welcomed. It seems like the place.
Mm-hmm.
And we go ahead and hop in and join and all that, hop in with, both feet, big time. And, what we're doing now is we're just taking time. With this church, we're like, well, let's take 6 months at least before we join and just see how it goes. And it's been over 6 months, and I think we're going to join, but we're just taking our time. If it takes a year, that's fine. Let's visit for a year. There are probably people who just keep visiting, but we're just taking our time. We're not jumping in quite yet, but we probably will with this one. It's close to home, and it's been good. It's not perfect. We're not going to find the perfect church.
Yeah.
They're all going to have their things. They're all going to have their little quirks, their clicks.
Yes, I was just about to say clicks, and the people in general. Yeah, like when you get a big group of people, and truthfully, there's no such thing as a perfect person, so there's not going to be a perfect church, because it's going to have imperfect people in the church. But but my wife had a good idea. Like after we went to the other one, I was like, I think I missed where it is, the River of Life. But she says that I don't know if it's a thing that she's saying that you should give a church at least 3 to 4 tries at the church, because you may not get something from the first first visit there. You know what I'm saying, you get the second or the third or fourth. But that's what my thing. I was looking at it the way I miss the church that we were currently going that much more because of the church we went to this last weekend, man. It was just,
so it's more of a confirmation.
Like that one gave me like some what you call heebs-jeebs. for real. Like I was in there, I was like, I don't know. Maybe it's low-key a Kingdom Hall, but but anyway.
Hey, we've been to some, believe it or not. It hasn't happened often, but we've been to some to where literally we went in, and these weren't really small churches. They were somewhat medium-sized, to where we went in, literally nobody said a word to us from the time we went in.
Oh, really?
Sat down, went through, walked back out. Nobody approached us. Nobody greeted us. Nobody said a word.
And that's in your first time being there, huh? And being brand new faces. That's weird.
Very first visit. And one of them we even tried again just for kicks. Same thing happened again.
Oh, wow.
So we didn't go back. But
wow. And that so that was 2 different ones that was just like that?
No, it was the same one. We
the
thought,
same
well, maybe that's a fluke, I mean,
oh no, 2
this
times.
can't be right. So we went again, and it happened again. I'm like,
They confirmed it.
I'm like,
Get me out of here immediately.
That's unusual. That didn't happen too often. But,
because I mean, that's even at the one last week that wasn't the river like where we normally go to. It was one that I forget the name of it, but when we first went in, it was like they had a couple pastors that was sitting at the front that was like, they shook my hands like, oh, glad to have you here. So I mean, that in itself, like the you know what I'm saying, the initial of going in, I was like, okay, cool. But it was just the whole kind of service, and not to pass judgment, but like the pastor was like young, really young. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I know there's nothing wrong with that. It's all about like how sound you are, in the knowledge and in the book. But he was just a real young guy, and it's just like, I don't know, like take me back. I'm gonna have to go back to the Onion, what I call it. Like we have a big, huge dome church, and but it's super nice and it's huge. And like I said, I really think that she already picked the right one for us. But
Yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna be looking around for a couple other ones though. But
I
yeah,
think,
I just wanted to get your take on that. But what was you saying, my bad?
yeah, the only other thing I would say, and I meant to mention earlier, Mrs. Dawg, I think Mrs. Dawg made a comment about it, is that we visited churches online first,
Oh yeah,
do it
yeah, yeah.
online first, and then narrowed it down from there.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's a good way to kind of look, kind of get a feel for the pastor and the flow of the service and all that online
Mm-hmm.
before you walk in. Now,
Yeah.
I will say that the church we're attending now, when we watch it online, the music sounds, to be honest, kind of sucky.
Mm-hmm.
It's like what? I mean, they're out of tune. They're not sing. It's like they can't sing. But
This.
when you're there in
Mm-hmm.
person,
Mm-hmm.
it's a totally different experience. It's like what? This is actually pretty good.
For real.
So their audio is not going to be like
Mm-hmm.
professional, maybe necessarily top notch,
Oh.
audio. So keep that in mind if you watch online and you're thinking the music's just awful.
Mm-hmm.
It might be different in person. So that was an
Got you.
eye opener
See
for us.
that the one that we went to this past weekend, like the music was like real, but then again, I think it was like a youth. It was like the youth band. So we picked the
Hmm.
one weekend where the youth band was the one performing, but just the fact that we got onto that, to me, and this was really the only part to where, or the only reason why I wanted to kind of venture out and check out other churches, because I'm more so into like the scripture, like the scriptural part of church,
Yeah.
and
Hmm.
and the message to it. But and I don't really get as excited as a lot over the worship part, and that's the reason why I wanted to go check out other churches. But
Hmm.
but yeah. So like, what do you look at on that? Like, are you really into the worship part while you're at church, the worship portion?
Yeah, I think for me, the music has to be decent. At least it doesn't have to be like top notch. You know what I mean? Like
Mm-hmm.
professional.
Oh yeah.
It helps. If it's pretty good. And music is a big part of it for me.
Mm-hmm.
Um, the pastor, the message or the sermon
Mm-hmm.
has to have a good message.
Yeah.
And that's not going to be on like all every week. I get it.
Yeah. They
You
yeah they
know.
can't bat 1,000 on that one. Yeah.
Right, they can't knock it out of the park every time. I
Mm-hmm.
get just like when we do a video. Sometimes
Oh yeah.
some of my video, you know how it is. Some of your
Yeah.
videos are better than others, and there's some it's like I wasn't on
Mm-hmm.
top notch that time, but
Mm-hmm.
so the music, the sermon, um, that's the two big things for me, I think. And it's hard to put your finger on it. It's like the feel, like when you're there in person, so much better than online, to where you just feel part of the worship and you can just kind of feel like you're experiencing God. You know what I mean? Like
Mm-hmm.
you're worshiping and you feel part of it. It's hard to describe. I'm
Mm-hmm.
trying to put it into words, but there's that factor, that X factor that you may not feel at other places,
Mm-hmm.
and I think that's big too.
Mm-hmm.
You
Yeah,
know, you know what I
definitely.
mean?
Yeah, and I mean, yeah, definitely with the sermons. There's like, cause my thing, it doesn't even necessarily have to. You know how sometimes like it feels like they wrote it for you. Like you think that somebody in there
True.
have been stalking you and told them all this stuff about you, and they wrote the entire thing, for you that Sunday. And I've had a few of those, and I know that ain't the case with me because I'm new around the area. But
Yeah.
that's the thing at the River of Life. Like I've been, I put it there. Like if we've been there 10 times, I've had like 6 or 7 of them that were like that. You know what I'm saying? So like,
Oh yeah.
so it was just I don't know, like pretty much I just wanted to venture out and see what else was around. But so far so good. And
Yeah. Definitely check them
mm,
out.
and not to
Nothing
say a
wrong with that.
competition, but I think they're up in they're up in points.
That's right. That's
Yeah, they're,
right.
they're up in points. But yeah, man, it is what it is. Like, I didn't want to hold you on here that long because we had those technical difficulties. But how's your
No,
prepping
we're
been
good.
going? How's your prepping been going? Have you been back out? Have you been to Bell's out in Covington lately or not? Because I know you said you've been over there a long. Was it a while ago?
Yeah. Yeah. I have family out there, and we
Oh,
go out
okay.
there fairly often. I haven't been to Bell's in a while though. I've
Mm-hmm.
been there. I've been there, but not haven't been to that particular one. It's still there. looks like it's still there and
Mm-hmm.
everything. But
Mm-hmm.
we do several stores. I mean, we do Walmart. We do some Walmart. I know people are going to say, "I don't go to Walmart," but we do some
Yeah.
WalMarts. We do Kroger. We do Publix.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Miss
we
Kroger.
even do, you know, Kroger. We haven't been a part of as much lately. I'm just turned off
I seen your
for
video.
several.
Like for you,
Oh,
you
yeah.
said the difference
Oh,
between the customer service at Publix and the
yeah.
other places in Kroger. Yeah,
Man.
I definitely
Yeah.
remember that. Mm-hmm.
What we typically do is do Walmart for the staple items.
Oh,
You
okay.
know, your staple items, your and then you know, and your toiletries and your paper products, all that kind of stuff. We do Publix for produce, for meat, and just your, you know, any deli stuff or anything like that, like those pub subs. I know you did a video one time on pubs.
Oh yeah.
That was awesome.
Hey,
But
but
we do pub sub night almost every once a week, you know.
oh,
So
okay.
that's one of my favorite things. But yeah, it varies. We haven't been a part of the big Costco and all that kind of stuff because we really don't have one close to us. Now there is one in Athens, but
Oh, okay.
we haven't tried it. We thought about joining and just trying it before we join or something. I don't know if they'll let us do that, but
Oh
it's
yeah.
just the two of us here, so and we're pretty prepped up. So really, we're at a point to where we're just topping off, or we're rotating
Yeah.
the reps that we have that we know that are just too old
Mm-hmm.
or that we're kind of questionable, and then we're just replacing. We're just backfilling at this
Yeah.
point,
That makes
you
sense.
know.
See,
Hmm.
I still been complacent on my prep. You know, I did a video called "Prep and Complacency," and then continue to just
Yeah,
not prep as much. Like as far as getting stuff, we do have stuff. Like we have
yeah,
pretty much we're full as far as everything. But as far as the stockpiling, like bins and stuff, like how I used to do, like we got maybe two or three, and
yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
and no rotating. Like I really fell off as far as that. But hey,
I mean, yeah, it's understandable. I mean, and what I tell people is, you know, don't feel like you've got to have a year's worth like right away. You know, like
yeah,
don't go out and just like tear up your budget
yeah,
all of a sudden. You know what I mean? Like
mm-hmm,
get a few extra each trip. You know, like I
yeah,
say in videos, you know, a few extra items, whatever your budget allows, and it'll
yeah,
build up.
mm-hmm,
And then it's a
definitely.
matter of how you're going to organize it, how you're going to stack it, how are you going to keep it. You know, Miss Dawg is awesome at that. She's a very good organizer, so
Mm.
she's really doing that part of it. And then don't forget about water.
Oh
You
yeah,
know,
that's the main. That's the
so
main. Yeah.
that's the big thing. I mean, that's
Mm-hmm.
probably the most. This should be the most important thing actually. But and then your filtration, if you have something like that. You know, so but yeah, I think we're at a point where we're pretty much, and like I said, don't. What I was going to say is, don't feel like you have to have like a year's right away. Even if you just have, I mean, even if you just start off, and a lot of people will say, I haven't been prepping or I never have, but I want to start, and they
Mm-hmm.
kind of feel overwhelmed with it. You know,
Yeah, yeah.
I'm like, don't feel that way. Even if you just start with a plan to get two
Mm.
weeks worth,
Yeah,
if
it's
you
all.
get 2 3 weeks worth, you're
Mm-hmm.
already ahead of most people out there right now.
Yeah, yeah,
You know,
exactly.
so many people don't have hardly, you know, most people have what, three, maybe less than a week's worth in their
Yeah,
home, maybe
yeah,
not even that much.
yeah. In general, probably now more families don't even have like more than a couple days, man. Because I know when I was a
That's true.
single, yeah, when I was a single dude with my daughter, and
Yeah.
like that, we used to eat out all the time. Like I literally
Yeah.
used to buy like a couple like meals, steak. You know what I'm saying? Like for the couple days. You know what I'm saying? Just doing it like that.
Right.
But but yeah, and another thing too with the whole prepping thing is like that I noticed some like a lot of people get not overwhelmed but discouraged from like going online and seeing other people's
Right.
stockpile. You know what I'm saying? Like you can't really
Good
look
point.
at others and like you
I'll
can't
do
look
it.
at
Yeah.
others and yeah and kind of get discouraged from that. Yeah.
Uh,
As
that's a
long as
good
you
point.
yeah, as long as you're doing it, man. But yeah,
Exactly.
man. I don't want to hold you up this, so long, man.
Okay.
But I will say I wish you good luck. I know you wish me good luck for this tomorrow thing. I'm pretty sure that we're gonna do just fine. But in
Yeah.
closing,
Happy
you got anything?
birthday.
Oh no, I
I didn't
appreciate that,
say
man.
happy, but you got any plans or you got any big, y'all gonna do?
Well, tomorrow she works. I working in the morning. I'm out like really early tomorrow. But this weekend, we're going to St. George Island. Like we're going to St. George Island.
Nice.
My first time ever going there and staying at this nice hotel out there, and it's gonna be fun. Like it's so much to do out there. It's about because I didn't know this, man. Like we're in what you call Crawfordville, Florida, Wakulla County, and every time I find out a new place is like little. Because maybe 2 weekends ago, I went to this place called Alligator Point. It's in Franklin County. Nice, super nice. But I never did know about it. Like one of her coworkers, like she had a women's church group that Sunday, so I slid out, got up with one of her coworkers, and then they were like, "Hey, we're gonna take it up to Alligator Point." So I drove them up there, loved it, and I'm like, "Yeah, it seems like Linda knows about all these gyms, but she's just holding them from me. Like they're literally 30, 45 minutes away." Like I went the first, I'd say 2 months, because I mean she told me that we had a beach kind of close, but then come to find out, I live 7 minutes away from this one beach called Shell Point. I'm like, yo, this is crazy. But like we live in the. To be honest, I love this area, man. Like, and no shade on Georgia, but I really don't miss Georgia at all, man.
I was gonna ask you that. You're not missing Covington right now, are you?
No, I ain't missing Covington. To be totally honest, I'm not even missing from when I lived up in Kennesaw, man. Like, I'm definitely not missing that Atlanta traffic going through or anything like that. Yeah, we got everything we need within like 10, 15 minutes in Tallahassee, like downtown Tallahassee. We're about 25 minutes from there. So far, so good, man.
That's good. That sounds real good, actually.
Heck yeah. And I'm glad you're doing well over there as well, man.
Yeah, we're doing pretty good. We're doing pretty good. Yeah, we're just out of we're out of Metro Atlanta. We're not really in the middle of that, but we're it's approaching us, man. It's coming out this way.
Oh, it's spread.
I mean,
it's spreading.
It's spreading out this way, but we're gonna stay put for a while, I think. So
yeah, I feel you. One good thing though, you've been out there long enough. You see when it starts to change up and when things start to build up and everything like that.
Oh, yeah.
Truthfully, how the customer service goes in these places and whatnot, you know what I'm saying? Yeah,
that's true.
So it is what it is, man. Like we're in a small town. Like, I put it this way: when I first moved out here, like on the way, there's a big, huge billboard that says "Wakulla loves Jesus." Insane. Like you could Google it. It's funny. You can Google it.
Wow.
But we have plenty of churches to tour and figure it out. But
I imagine there's a lot out there.
Definitely, man. But yeah, I appreciate you jumping on the live, man.
Absolutely.
Bet you want to close out with anything? You got anything going down or what?
Hey, just working. Paying the mortgage, man.
I feel you.
Paying the bills.
That's what's up, man. We're gonna have to do it again sometime, man. But now, especially now that I figured it out, and it won't be any hang-ups, hiccups, anything like that. But sounds good on my side. Sounds good on your side. So we good to go. Yeah, we'll get through tomorrow. And like I said, I'll be linking up with you. I'll be getting in touch with you, and we'll maybe even make it a kind of a monthly thing at most. You know what I'm saying? Where we get up and hop on here, chop it up, talk about what's going on. Because I mean, we're definitely not going to have I'll put it this way: we're always gonna have something to talk about in this world that we live in now. So yeah,
that's for sure.
Bet it up.
There's no shortage of material.
Yeah, no shortage of material or what they call content in this day and age. But yeah, man, I appreciate you coming on. I'm gonna go ahead and end this thing out, man.
Sure, glad to be here.
All right, man. You have a good one, man.
Appreciate it.
All right,
thanks for having me.
No problem. See you on the next one.
All right.
All right, man.